So trying to be perfect in your YouTube videos and in your business in general is probably one of the main reasons that I see people struggling to make money online. Their channel doesn't really grow because they're not really producing the amount of content that they should be, or they're overthinking things, or in some cases they just don't create any content altogether and they just spin their wheels, not getting any traction or moving forward. And I've literally just spoken to one of my clients and she's going through the same thing. She hasn't started creating her content yet because she's been overthinking, trying to think of how she can do it, comparing herself to other YouTubers in her space and thinking that she somehow needs to live up to that expectation. And that stops us from moving forward. And what makes me laugh is that if we look at kids creating YouTube channels and growing their businesses in the same sort of space, they generally will race forward and start to produce a ton of videos and content without really thinking that much. And I say a huge amount of them, they grow channels or they grow their content and their businesses really, really quickly. And then they're almost moving on to the next thing before us adults have even gotten any traction. And we might be way more experienced than they are. We might have a lot more ability in that particular space. And yet we're losing out to kids who are willing just to get on camera, record their videos, and move forward at a great rate of knots. And that's because things have changed. They've grown up with cameras. They've got used to being on camera. They feel comfortable doing it. Whereas us, we really think things need to be perfect still. And obviously, that's not living out in the real world. It's just not what's happening. If perfection was required for success, then all of these kids or people creating imperfect videos wouldn't be getting views. They wouldn't be getting results. And what we're seeing, especially at the moment, is a huge revolution in authentic content. People are just creating lots of vlog style of videos again, simple one-take talking heads. They're doing videos on iPads like this. They're doing so many different, very simple formats where there is no script anymore. So they're literally not following a script. And this is what we need to try and get into the mindset of the younger generation and the people that feel comfortable just winging it and trying to get into that and reverse engineering it slightly. So we want to make sure that we're not using a script, especially in the beginning. I know it's something that's difficult to let go of. I used to use a teleprompter. I used to write and script all of my videos, but the goal is not to get better at writing, is to get better at presenting. And the only way you're going to get better at presenting and talking on camera is to do that more. We don't want to get better at writing and reading, so we don't really want to be scripting our videos because most of us are going to sound robotic. And I got to the point where I didn't really sound that robotic anymore, but it definitely didn't feel natural still. And I think the fact that now we can be more natural on camera, now we can be slightly more relaxed, we're not over editing and so on, and people are more accepting of that these days, we can actually use that to our advantage. So we use, basically they use what they have. That's something what we need to make sure that we're doing as well. Don't overcomplicate things with buying a lot more equipment. Use what you've got. Start with your phone. Just make sure that you've got good sound. They also lean into being authentic. They share their stories and experiences. I definitely noticed that the younger generation are more comfortable sharing a lot more online. Now, I'm not saying that you have to do that, but this is another reason that they're able to break through and drive connections faster than, say, many of us in our late 30s and 40s and so on. And they lean into it like they're speaking to a friend. And this is something that if you can get comfortable speaking to the camera, you're going to automatically get better. It just gets better and better and more easier. If you think about the fact that you're trying to share an experience, a story, a nugget of wisdom with a friend, and how would you explain that to them? How would you convey that, the energy that you would use? Would you use your body language? Would you slow down? Would you have moments where you think? How would you talk to those people? And use the tone of your voice and that, and try and speak naturally to the camera. So being more relaxed and unscripted is actually going to help remove some of that perfectionism. So let's get into some other ways that we can remove that to try and escape from it. Because I think if you can escape from this in 2026, you're going to be able to grow a lot faster. So the first thing we want to do is understand what is perfectionism. What's at the root core of it? And most of the time, it's fear of judgment, I've noticed, and procrastination. So we're not wanting to do the task, therefore we overthink it, overplan it, and spin our wheels a bit. So that's kind of procrastination. But then also there's a lot of fear and judgment in thinking things need to be much better. People won't like it. People won't want to watch it. They're going to judge us based on that type of content. Whereas the value in a video is subjective. If you get better at presenting, and to be honest, your videos are going to be crappy from day one, no matter what you do. I'm telling you now that in 30 days, you'll look back at your videos and go, yeesh, yeah, that was pretty bad. That's not so great. And then you look at them now and go, wow, my videos are so much better. And then in 3 months' time, you look at those next videos and you'll go, oh, they were crappy as well. So it's a process of evolution, no matter how you do it. So you might as well get the reps in, because this is the solution, really, is getting desensitized to the entire process. Get the reps in. It's a bit like going to the gym. You want to build out those muscles to be able to get the reps in and get desensitized to it, get more comfortable with it, get used to the pain, and you'll actually improve through the doing rather than the thinking. Thinking is not going to make you better at this. Thinking will get you prepared in terms of getting the right equipment, making sure you understand how everything works. That part is important. But overthinking the idea of the video, I can tell you now that whenever I overplan a video, whenever I over-research a video, it can take me absolutely ages. The results are not any better, and I actually don't enjoy the process as much because I spend hours and hours spinning my wheels and overthinking and doubting things and going back and redoing parts, and it just loses the flow. It loses the rhythm. So I really think that desensitizing yourself to it, yes, improve as you go by all means, but be really mindful of the trap of falling back into overthinking and falling back into perfectionism. So there's lots of things we can improve, and the main things I would improve moving forward is going to be presenting and stories. So again, getting used to being on camera, doing more of it, getting used to slowing down, controlling the tone of your voice, breathing more. Perhaps sometimes I go too fast and don't breathe enough. So you'd be okay with slowing down sometimes and using the tone of your voice. And then use stories where you can talk about different experiences in your life. It could be mundane stories, but using those stories will actually improve the value of our videos. So I would say presenting and stories are the two skills that you want to gradually improve, other than actually just doing the thing and getting the reps in as well. And also letting go. Knowing that good is good enough. Because the ROI that you're going to get on making an absolutely perfect video, especially when there's many different things that go into a video working on YouTube, there's no guarantee that a perfect video is going to succeed on YouTube. Because perfect is subjective as well. They might not like the production of the video. You might think it's fantastic, but other people might not. So you're better off just doing lots of good videos, getting the volume out there, and that will actually bring in more views and traffic and grow your business more than making fewer pieces of content that potentially don't get any more views. So if I was able to create 3 videos for the period of time it takes me to create one video, and they all get the same amount of views, then obviously it's an absolute no-brainer that you might as well have just done more and gone with good over trying to be perfect. So just try to let go and be okay with good. Good is good enough. And then stand more. I think standing more is a good option. Stand, walk, move, do what's comfortable for you. I've been recording a lot of videos recently, so I have a standing desk, and I used to stand and record. I've just raised it up now to record this particular video, and I can tell you that it feels good. I feel more engaged in the video. I feel more comfortable because I'm able to move around a bit. Now, you could be walking, you could be outside, you could be doing your videos in a different way, but whatever feels comfortable for you, I actually think standing is a good option. So even if you have a tripod standing up and you go to speak to that in a particular corner of the room or somewhere else, I think standing is definitely a good option. Or getting yourself away from the computer, perhaps, is a good option. If you struggle with distractions or you struggle with reading things, then maybe actually just having the camera and the camera alone might make things easier for you. And the next thing is, I would say, have a format. So have a core format that is easy for you to set up so you can just run with it. You can just run with creating your videos and you don't have to think too much. Now, I like to have prompts of some kind. Those can just be bullet points, but I actually like having some visual aids. It's why I like using my iPad so much. So I actually do my iPad with this video here, and I stick that in later on, and it gives me some visuals to go with the video. But I also like using slides. And there's a great creator called Daya. She's very good at this. She's become known for this in the last sort of year and a half. And she creates Canva slides. So what she's basically done is taking the bullet points, whereas I've kind of put them onto my iPad like this. She's building out slides in Canva, and I'm going to do more of this next year because I think it probably is a slightly easier way to step up the quality of my videos. But you can produce slides, having a template ready to go. You can produce slides very quickly inside Canva. Almost when I'm speaking to the bullet points, I can just be putting the bullet points straight into Canva. And this is what Daya does very well. She's actually a business channel, but she'll have sections where she's just talking to the camera, but then she's recording the screen at the same time, and she's reading from her slides. She's using the slides to prompt herself moving along. So she will record the videos in one take, like it's a presentation or webinar, but she's recording her videos in that way. And that works for her. And then she's got the visuals to use in the video afterwards. So she doesn't really need much in the way of B-roll. And that just makes things much easier for her. So these are my two preferred methods, I would say. But I would also like to do some more of the vloggy style in 2026 moving forward. As I'm out and about, I might be traveling more, and doing my slides in iPad may get a little bit more difficult, although they're also good for doing just about anywhere as well. But a vlog one could be quite easy to record videos on the go, maybe in the car while I'm traveling. They're really engaging, and I'm seeing a lot of people. There's a lot of channels, even in sports, but so many different types of education channels where they're doing mixed format now. So there's a guy I really like from low back ability, but he's mainly in the gym when he's talking about his videos, but sometimes he's in his house, sometimes he's in his car, sometimes he's walking. So it's a mixture of content, kind of vloggy style, but all around the channel, with the core of his videos being in the gym, but they're out and about as well. Or you could just go for classic talking head, which could be me just talking to the video. So maybe you've got some bullet points you want to talk to, and just freestyle. Go grandpa style. We just want to talk to the camera, tell the stories, share our experiences, be okay with the odd mistake, and then just record a one-take video. You can always clip some stuff out of it, but there's lots of simple editing programs. And I would say go for volume, especially if you're a coach. If you're coaching people, you're used to speaking to the camera, and you've probably got online courses, and you're probably creating programs. So there's no difference from that. I don't understand when I speak to people why there's so much stress around the YouTube part, and yet they're producing amazing looking courses and content for their communities and speaking to people daily. Just do that. Do the same thing. It's exactly the same thing, but you pick the topic that you're going to speak to. So it really is no different. But I think a good way of doing things with this, so you do remove the sort of procrastination of the perfectionism side, is that set a time limit for videos. So I love having a timer on my desk. I've just got one of these sort of ones that you can press. It's a 100-minute timer. And I basically say, okay, I want to do 2 videos today. Therefore, the videos have got maximum of 2 hours. So therefore, from ideation to editing and creating, I've got 2 hours to create the video. And you will generally take the amount of time that you've got to make a video. If you give yourself a full day, you'll take a full day. But if you give yourself a time limit, then you'll start to realize what you can do within that time. And that will naturally make your format or the way that you create your videos tighter. And maybe if you gave yourself a bit more time, the video would be 5%, 10% better. But I find that the pressure of just having to record and go with it actually can often create a better video, again, than an overthought one. We want to be mindful of this as well throughout our entire business. So I think you want to be mindful of perfectionism bleed. Because perfectionism, if it's bleeding into your YouTube videos and your YouTube channel, it's normally bleeding into your business as well. And I see this as well with people who are growing their coaching businesses, growing their communities and so on. And they overthink how much and how perfect their community needs to be in terms of setup and engagement. And the same goes for their offer and their programs. They think they need to build all their offer and programs before, and it all needs to be perfect, and it needs to be 100% ready before they get started. It's exactly the same within your community and your coaching business. All you need is traffic and an offer in the beginning. You can gradually create things as you move forward. So be careful of looking at your whole business and your channel and trying to overcomplicate it. Just talk, record videos, and do the same inside your community or your coaching business. Just have an offer and book calls. So it's traffic and offer. Those are the two things that you really want to be driving forward on. Keep it simple and fun. This is what I love to keep kind of reminding myself of is, what would this look like if it was fun and easy? So try and make sure that it's fun, simple, and easy for you to do. So that's what I would do for growing your channel and your business in 2026 and keeping things more simple. Now, if you would like help with this, I will link to our free community in the video description. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.